Hebrews chapter 11. Hebrews chapter 11. Now let's go. One to go. Chapter 1 or verse 1. So the Bible is beginning by telling us what faith is. What faith is. Faith is something in the spirit. In the spirit. Please listen to this, because if you get this, you'll be able to understand my message. Faith is a spiritual thing. That's number one. It's not something physical. It doesn't work. You can't relate with it in the physical. But this thing called faith, the Bible is telling us now faith is the substance. Substance. In the realm of the spirit, it is something tangible. Substance. What is substance? Something that has a form. You can put it in a container. You can touch it. Isn't it? Now, in the realm of the spirit, faith is something tangible. It's something you can see. It's something you can put somewhere. It's something that can occupy space. That's why faith is in the heart. It occupies space. So in the realm of the spirit, faith is tangible. Faith is real. In the realm of the spirit, faith is real. It's not something imaginary. It's something real. The Bible is also telling us that faith is the witness of the evidence. That is what we normally have to prove. Evidence is something you have to prove something. So to prove that I am healed, I don't need to feel healed. I need to have faith as the evidence. I hope we are going to get somewhere. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for. Not things that you have. If you have them, then you don't need faith for them. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. And the evidence of things that we can't see. Things that we can't see. Things that are not visible. If somebody asks you, what is the proof that you will build a house? Don't give them income. Don't give them your income. Give them your faith. It is the evidence. The evidence is not what you get. The Bible says, and the just shall live not by what they get. It is by faith. So when somebody asks you, how do you know that you have a car? Which faith? So what do you produce? Faith. Not your pay slip. Look at someone and tell them, that is your problem. Yeah. When you want to have things, you produce your pay slip. But the evidence of the things that are not seen, things that are not there, what you need, the evidence for them is faith. And that is the evidence that can never fail. It always wins. Money can fail. Faith cannot fail. Yeah. There are issues. Money cannot work. Faith works. Faith is universal. It works anywhere. It works in anything. So look at someone and tell them, from now, your evidence is not your salary. It's not your income. It's not your pay slip. is your faith. If you get this, anybody that is seated here, no matter your status, you can get what you want. You can get what you want. Faith is the evidence. It's what we produce to prove our claim. So number one, he wants us to see that faith is not physical. That's one. Two, he wants us to see that faith is spiritual. Three, he wants us to see that faith in the realm of the spirit is something tangible. It can occupy space. It's a substance. It's real. It's not imaginary. It's not something we think about. It's something that is real. Faith is the substance. And finally, the Bible, the writer of the Bible is trying to show us that faith is what we produce as the evidence for the things that we don't have, but we want to have. Is that clear so far? So, when the Bible, if this chapter is the chapter of God speaking to us, if God is speaking to us today through these stories of men that proved, men that used faith, because the stories of Abraham, Noah, and everybody, these are stories of men who engaged faith. And by them engaging faith in God, God is speaking through the stories, telling us we need to believe him. But where? Where do we need to believe him? That's the question. Believing is a huge thing. It's a huge thing. It's not a narrow thing. It's a huge thing. So, what is he saying? And for us specifically, for us as Wild Harvest Global, this is what God is telling us. Are you ready for this? Number one, God is telling us, verse 2. Let's read verse 2 now. Okay, let's start from verse 1 so that it can make sense. Let's read. 1 to go. Verse 1. Already you understand that statement, right? Okay, let's look at verse 2. For by it the elders of the people who went ahead of us. When the Bible talks about the elders, it is talking about the people who went ahead of us. The elders. It's not old people. It's talking about those who have gone ahead of us. Are we clear so far? For by it, through it, the elders obtain good report. In this verse, God is telling you, believe him for testimonies. That's what you're saying. What is good report? Good report is actually testimony. Are those people who went ahead of us, the testimonies they have, the testimonies they got, they did not get them through their own effort. They did not get them through what they were doing. They got them by faith. Abraham, can you imagine all the testimonies we read about Abraham? Abraham never healed anybody. Abraham never did any miracle. But the testimonies we have about Abraham is because he believed. Yeah, he believed God. He believed God. Am I saying something? Believe God for testimonies. For by it the elders obtained a good report. Okay, let's look at how Message Bible is putting it. Okay, let's read 1 to go. You see that? Yeah. Good report, testimony. Okay, give us NIV. Let's see how NIV is putting it. The ancient, the people who went ahead of us, they were approved because of their faith. Their testimony did not come because of the families they were born. Somebody like was born in a home where they were worshiping idols. Abraham did not have don'ts and do's. Abraham just believed God. Yeah, there were no don'ts and do's. They were worshiping the god of the moon. The family of Terah were idol worshippers. But when God called Abraham, Abraham just obeyed and believed God. And because of that, today we are talking about Abraham as a testimony because he believed. And I'm here to challenge somebody. If you want testimonies, stop running here and there. Settle down and believe God for a testimony. And I speak to you in the name of Jesus. By the one, for by it the elders obtained a good word. A good word. Yeah. So when the Bible says that these elders are already gone, they are already dead, he is talking to us. God is telling us, believe me for testimonies. I can give you testimonies. I stretch the right hand of God over your life, that before the end of this year, may their testimonies be recorded in your life. May you reckon testimonies in the name of Jesus. Testimonies of what only God can do. The elders, and good testimony because they believed. And what God has done to one, he can do to all that come to him. I see somebody here. Your testimony is not very far. Your testimony is getting closer as you keep building your faith. Faith is not just for going to heaven. Faith is for testimonies. God is telling us, believe me for testimonies. Yeah. Believe me for testimony. Let's keep going. By faith we understand that the worlds were framed. Do you know frame? What do you frame? The photos. You put it together. Was framed by the word of God, so that the things which are seen were not made of things which are visible. That is to say, God did not pick this to make this. Can you see what I'm saying? God did not pick this. God did not pick trees like we do to make papers. Okay. God did not use something that was existing to make what he wanted. What does that mean? God is telling us to believe him for creativity. Yeah. Creativity. Especially those of us who are doing business. Business don't do well because you have a degree in business management. You do well in business because you have ideas. And you are on the advantage because you are a child of God. Because you are a creator together with God. God stopped creating on the 60th day, and he gave us the baton to continue creating through our creativity. Look at someone and tell them you can create. Yeah. When God finished creating things, it was not over with the creating. He handed it over to us to continue creating. There are people seated here. You will come up with companies. Your amen is fainting. It's actually fainting. That amen is just waiting to die. Can you say a living amen now? Yeah. By faith can give you creativity. May God touch your mind that you come up with something that is, look, we need to bind the spirit of copying. Always we are copying. You know, Kenyans, our biggest problem is the spirit of photocopying. We don't have anything of our own because we only wait for things to come from Europe and